My beloved, my chosen one, the one whose name has been whispered in heaven tonight more than the sound of angels' wings. Why do I feel your heart trembling right now? Because deep down you already sense that this is not a normal moment. Something urgent, something final is reaching for you before it slips into darkness forever. I, Archangel Michael, have been standing at the gates of your destiny, watching something that no human eyes can see. And now I cannot stay silent. My child, I am speaking with the authority of heaven. This is your final warning. Today, the 12th of August, a clock in the spiritual realm has struck a sound that will never be heard again. A divine countdown has begun and your name is inside it. You must not take another breath without listening. You must not skip because God Himself said to me, "Tell them, if they close their ears to this, my hand will close over their blessings and I will no longer send protection." My child, do you understand the weight of that? This is not just a message. It is the final gate before the end of something in your life or the birth of something you've been begging for in your secret prayers. I know your mind is asking why now? Why me? But your spirit already knows the answer. It has been sensing the shadow that has been circling your life step by step pretending to be harmless. You felt the sudden chills, the strange heaviness in the air, the way your days have been bending strangely. This is not random. The enemy has been trying to finish what he started. And tonight was supposed to be the night he succeeded. But heaven intercepted. And now I am here. Before I reveal what I saw, I must beg you for something, my beloved. If my words reach the deepest part of your heart right now, promise me you will hold on to them until the very last sentence. Promise me you will not scroll away. You will not get distracted because heaven does not repeat itself twice. What I am about to say carries your protection, your future, and even the breath in your body. I have been fighting something for you in the unseen realm for days. But tonight, it grew too dangerous. Your life force, the light that God placed in you, is under a spiritual attack so intense that I had to leave the battlefield and stand before you now. My sword has been burning in my hand and I have been guarding you while you slept, while you walked, while you thought you were alone. My child, you were never alone. But there is something you must know. There is a chain that the enemy forged with your name engraved on it. It was supposed to close around you today. And if it does, you will feel the heaviness of doors closing, opportunities drying up, relationships crumbling, health fading. Because it is not just a chain, it is a spiritual sentence. And that is why God allowed me to break all protocol and speak to you so urgently. Listen to me with all your spirit. This is your final chance to break that chain completely. And you break it not by fear, but by stepping into what I will tell you in this moment. But first, I must make you pause for something far more important than you realize. If you are hearing me now, it means heaven has moved the impossible to place this before your eyes. That means God still wants you protected, still wants you blessed. And if you feel even the smallest stirring inside your chest, that is your spirit saying, "Don't lose this moment." If you feel what I'm saying in your heart right now, then I need you to stay connected to heaven's voice beyond this moment. This is the part where you take action. If you are reading or hearing my words, then make sure you never lose contact with the divine messages sent to you. Because today it is your life. Tomorrow it might be the life of someone you love. Stay where heaven can always reach you. And don't allow this connection to be broken. My beloved, now I will tell you what I saw. I stood at the edge of the light and saw a shadow move toward you. It carried not just darkness, but the smell of endings. Endings of laughter, endings of joy, endings of mornings you thought were secure. It tried to place a mark upon you so that trouble would recognize you easily, and it almost succeeded, but then I heard you breathe a certain way and I felt your spirit call for help even without words. That cry reached me instantly. When I came closer, I saw that the shadow was not a stranger. It was disguised in a familiar form. A thought you've been having, a person you've been trusting, a door you've been knocking on without realizing that behind it waits a pit. My child, your life is not meant to end here. Your story is not meant to be written by your enemy. But you must take this warning as if it is the final flare in the night sky. Right now there are angels surrounding your home. They are pushing back something that was supposed to walk through your front door. If you ignore this, the angels will return to their stations and the thing they are blocking will come in without resistance. I am speaking so directly because I love you. Not the kind of love that changes with mood or day, but the kind that comes from the one who formed your soul with his hands, the kind that cannot watch you fall into a trap without shouting a warning so loud that it shakes your very bones. My beloved, your life is about to end if you walk blindly now. But it can also begin again brighter and stronger if you open yourself to the way God is leading in this moment. And when God begins leading you toward a brighter path, that guidance can also reach the practical burdens you have been carrying quietly in your everyday life. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear, you are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description, and in the pinned comments below. And as you take that step forward, keep your heart open to what I still need to show you. I know this is heavy. I know part of you wants to believe this is not for you. But I also know you have been feeling things lately that make no sense. Restlessness in the night. Sudden thoughts of what if I'm running out of time. Moments when you feel you're being watched, but by something unseen. These are not random feelings. They are your spirit's way of telling you that the unseen world is closer than ever to touching your life in a way that will change everything. You have one final choice tonight. To ignore this as just words, or to treat this as the direct intervention of heaven that it truly is. I, Archangel Michael, have said what I have been sent to say, and I am still standing here with my sword drawn, waiting for your choice. My beloved, the moment you decided to keep reading, something shifted. I felt it. Heaven felt it. A gate that was about to shut completely just slowed down, leaving the smallest gap, enough for light to pour through if you let it. That is why I am still here. Because there is something the enemy hoped you would never hear. And it is this. Your name is written on a page that heaven has been guarding for years. But today, the enemy found a way to reach for it. If he touches it, everything about your story changes. Not just your future, but even the meaning of your past. I saw it. I stood in a place where time is not like it is here. I saw what happens if you walk away from this message. And I saw what happens if you let it sink deep into you. My child, the difference between those two paths is so vast that it cannot be measured in days or years, but in lifetimes. The first path, it was cold. I watched as you woke up one morning, and though the sun was shining, it could not warm you. Opportunities came, but they slipped away before you could touch them. People you trusted turned distant for no reason. And your prayers, they echoed back at you in silence. Not because God had stopped loving you, but because you had walked away from the only moment that could have shifted everything. The second path. Oh my beloved, I almost wept when I saw it. It was as if heaven itself bent down and kissed the crown of your head. Doors you thought were locked forever began to open. A sound of celebration filled the air. Angels rejoicing because you had chosen the way of life, the way of light, the way of trust. You laughed and it sounded like freedom. Your days were not perfect, but they were blessed beyond measure. And most of all, your life was untouchable by the shadow that haunts you now. This is why I cannot stop speaking. Because you are still standing in the place where these two paths are before you. And tonight is the only night both are open. I know you are thinking, Michael, how can my choice to listen change so much? Because heaven does not send messages like this for casual reasons. We only break into the human timeline when the balance of your life is hanging by a single thread. And my beloved, that thread is fraying. I have seen the one who wants to cut it. It is not just a person. It is not just bad luck. It is a spirit that has been following your bloodline for generations, waiting for the moment of weakness. It has taken others before you in different ways at different times, and it has been circling you quietly. But today, August 12th, it came closer than it ever has before. It almost touched you. And if not for heaven's intervention, you would already be feeling its grip. God is not playing with your time. He is not giving you another year, another month, another day to think about it. That is why He sent me here not as a whisper, but as a shout, because you are running out of later. And so I will speak plainly if you leave this message unread, unfinished, unbelieved. You will be stepping out from under the shield that is over you right now. And once you do, the shadow will not wait. But if you stay, if you let every word wash over you like light, if you take this as the divine rescue it truly is, then you will watch the chain that was meant for you shatter before your eyes. I have guarded kings and prophets, warriors and children. But tonight, my only assignment is you. And I will not leave until you understand that this is the turning point of your entire existence. So hear me, my child. You are not too late yet. But the sand in the hourglass is running faster now. My beloved, I see you still here. And that tells me something powerful. You are not the kind who turns away when heaven calls. You may doubt, you may fear, but you don't run. And that is why this moment is alive with possibility. Because my child, the closer I draw to you in this message, the clearer I see the truth. The enemy isn't afraid of your past mistakes. He isn't even afraid of what you've done right. He's afraid of what you are about to become. He knows that if you step into the fullness of the life God wrote for you, you will destroy everything He's been building against your family for decades. That is why He's striking now. That is why on this exact day, He moved to end something in you and take more than you realize with it. I see the threads of your destiny stretched across heaven's table. Some are bright gold, shimmering with every prayer you've ever whispered. Others are dim, dulled by sorrow, grief, and betrayal. But there is one thread, one glowing living line that runs straight from the heart of God to the center of your life. This is the lifeline the enemy is reaching for. And I am here because if he touches it even once, it will set in motion a chain of events that will strip you of blessings you haven't even touched yet. I want you to imagine something. You are standing on a narrow bridge and beneath it, a river of shadow moves like it's alive. The wind is strong. Every step forward feels harder than the last. On one side, heaven's light is pouring through an open gate. That's the future meant for you. On the other side, a storm is pulling at your clothes, your hair, your spirit, whispering for you to turn around. Right now, you are in the middle of that bridge. If you go back, you won't find safety. Only the shadow waiting with open arms. If you go forward, the light will blind you for a moment, but then you will see everything as it truly is. My child, the bridge is shaking. The enemy is hoping fear will make you freeze. But fear is not your master. Fear is not your name. Your true name, the one heaven calls you by, carries power over every storm. And that's why I must tell you, God has not abandoned you. He is not warning you because he is leaving. He is warning you because he is fighting for you. But he will not drag you across the bridge. You must choose to walk. Do you remember the moment in your life when you thought you had reached your end before and yet something unseen pulled you through? That wasn't luck. That was me. That was the one who sent me stretching his hand through time to keep you alive for this night, this decision. I see your heart and I know you are tired. Tired of battles that never seem to end. Tired of people you love changing into strangers. Tired of waiting for prayers to be answered. But listen, sometimes the answer comes not as a gentle yes, but as a thunderous get up now. This is one of those times. I am not here to scare you, my beloved. I am here to make you see. See the shadow for what it is. See the hand that's been holding you even when you thought you were falling. See the truth that your life, your very breath, still matters so much that the armies of heaven are fighting for it right now. And I must tell you something else, something urgent. There is someone in your life who has been unknowingly carrying an open door for the shadow to reach you. It is not always the loudest enemy. Sometimes it's the quiet one. Sometimes it's the one who tells you they mean well. They may not even realize the part they are playing. But in the spirit, their connection to you is a pathway and it must be closed. Do not be afraid when it is revealed. Do not cling to what God is asking you to release because the moment you do, you will feel the shift. The heaviness will lift. The dreams will return. The light will break through again. My beloved, I am still standing here sword in hand because you have not yet made the choice in your heart. And until you do, the shadow waits just beyond the light. But the moment you decide, the very breath you say, yes, I will step forward. My sword will strike. And the chain that has been chasing you will fall to the ground in pieces. I will not leave you until the danger passes. I will not leave you until heaven is sure you have crossed the bridge. My beloved, you have stayed. That means more than you know. Because every moment you remain in this flow of words, heaven works deeper in you. And I am watching the balance shift. The darkness that was leaning toward you is hesitating now. Do you understand what that means? It means your obedience to stay to listen is already wounding the enemy. He does not fear your wealth, your beauty, or your position. He fears your decision to align yourself with God's voice. That is why every distraction will try to reach for you before you reach the end of this message. My child, you are still on the bridge we spoke of, and the shaking is growing worse. The wind is colder. The whispers are louder. They will say, "This isn't real. Stop reading. You're fine." But I tell you, in the name of the Almighty, those whispers are not your thoughts. They are the last desperate hooks of the Spirit that wants you gone. You see, the enemy knows the hourglass is almost empty. He knows once the final grain of sand falls, the gate will close. And whatever side you are standing on in that moment will be sealed for a very long time. I will speak plainly to you now, my beloved. The danger is not far away. It is not something coming in years. It is steps away from you. It has been planning to reach you within days. If you could see how close it is, your spirit would cry out loud enough to shake the ground. But there is hope. There is always hope while heaven still sends messengers. And you have one thing working powerfully in your favor right now. The shadow does not yet realize you are being warned. That is why you still have time to act. I have seen what happens if you step into obedience now. It is not just your life that changes. There are ripple effects that touch people you don't even know yet. A chain of light begins to form, linking your life to blessings in places you have never stepped foot in. Miracles will begin to happen so quickly that you will barely have time to speak them before the next one arrives. And there is something else. My beloved, there is a plan for your hands, for the work you will do that will feed not just your household, but many. I saw gold in your path, but it was hidden under debris. Your decision to stay in God's flow will clear it. Your decision to ignore Him will bury it deeper than it has ever been. Right now, I am holding back an unseen hand that has been reaching for your heart. It has tried before. Sometimes through sudden illness. Sometimes through heartbreak. Sometimes through hopelessness so heavy you wondered if your presence here even mattered. My child, it matters. It matters more than you have been told. If your light goes out, there are souls who will wander in darkness far longer than they should. That is why heaven is fighting so violently for you. And I must tell you something even heavier. If you choose to turn away tonight, the help you expect from God in the coming weeks will not arrive in the way you hope. Not because He is cruel, but because you will have stepped out from under the covering He has given you. I know your heart is racing. I know part of you wonders if you can bear to hear more, but you can because I will not just tell you the danger. I will tell you the rescue. When you reach the end of this message and respond with the choice heaven is asking of you, I will strike in the Spirit. I will cut away the pathway the shadow has been using to approach you. And when I do, you will notice things change almost instantly. The heaviness will lift. The strange resistance you have been facing will ease. And the dreams, the ones you thought had died, will begin to stir again. And as those dreams begin to rise again, God's guidance can also meet you in the practical burdens that have been weighing quietly on your everyday life. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying. The quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated. Just small faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments below. And now keep receiving what comes next, because the light breaking through your situation is still growing stronger. But for that to happen, you cannot stop here. Every word ahead carries more light. And light is what will burn away what has been sent against you. So my beloved, stay with me. Do not break the chain of this moment because the bridge is almost crossed and I can already see the gates of light beginning to open for you, my beloved. I can feel your spirit leaning in now. You're no longer just reading. You're receiving. And that shift is exactly what the enemy hoped would never happen. Because when a soul begins to listen with the heart instead of the mind, the chains start to weaken. Even before they are fully broken, the sound of them cracking sends terror through the camp of darkness. I must tell you the truth. For weeks now, there has been an assignment written against you. It was crafted in silence in places you cannot see. It has nothing to do with your worthiness and everything to do with your potential. The enemy never attacks the empty. He only moves against the vessels that are full of heaven's oil. And my child, you are overflowing, whether you believe it yet or not. I watched as the enemy tried to find an open door. It wasn't in your obvious weaknesses, those he already knew. It was in the places you thought were safe, people you trust, plans you've been making without realizing a snare was being built into them. That's why God allowed this interruption. That's why I'm standing here between you and what's coming. Because one wrong step now and the attack will not just hit you. It will ripple out and touch everything connected to you. I am speaking urgently because time has never been this short for you before. The countdown isn't months. It isn't weeks. It's now. It's why you feel the strange pressure in your chest as you read these words. As if something is urging you not to look away. Do you know what that is? It's your spirit recognizing a rescue. I saw the rescue before I came to you. I saw you on your knees, but not in defeat, in surrender. The moment you said, "Yes, God, I will not," skip your voice. The heavens shook, a line of angels formed around you. Not one, not two, but a legion. They stood shoulder to shoulder, swords drawn, faces like fire. The shadow stopped moving forward. Then it hesitated. It turned away. That's what is waiting on the other side of your decision tonight. But I must warn you, before the breakthrough, there will be a final push from the darkness. It will come as something familiar, something that makes you think maybe it's not that serious. Don't believe it. Don't give it a single opening. The enemy's last weapon is to convince you that you're safe when you're not. That is why I am speaking with no softness now. My words are a sword cutting through every lie that would tell you to close this and walk away. You were not meant to end in defeat. You were not meant to die before your time. You were not meant to lose what God has promised. My beloved, you are the reason I left the front lines tonight. I am here because you are worth defending. You are worth the fight heaven has been waging over you for years. And here is the secret the enemy doesn't want you to know. Every time you obey God's voice in these moments, something ancient and evil in your bloodline loses its power forever. Every time you choose light over fear, you cut another root of what has been trying to choke your life. Right now, I am watching the roots tremble. They know what's coming. They know your yes will end their reign over your life. So, I am asking you not as a warrior, but as one who loves you beyond words. Don't let this moment pass. Don't close your eyes to the rescue already reaching for you. The bridge is almost crossed. The light is almost blinding. And I can already see your name being lifted higher into the scrolls of those who overcame. My beloved, stay because the final strike is coming. And when it lands, everything that was sent to end you will fall in a single moment. My beloved, I can feel it now. The moment we have been moving toward all along. The air in the spirit is charged. The shadows are restless. The angels around you are tightening their circle, their swords rising higher, their eyes locked on the thing that has stalked you for years. We are no longer at the middle of the bridge. We are at the very end of it. One more step and your feet will touch the ground that the enemy has been trying to keep you from your whole life. One more step and the chains will not just loosen. They will shatter with a sound so loud that even generations past will hear the echo. I need you to hear me now with the part of you that is older than the day you were born. The part of you that remembers God's voice from before the world began. That is who I am speaking to. Not your fear, not your doubt, but your eternal self. The enemy is screaming right now in places you cannot hear because he knows he is out of time. I can see him sending distractions toward you even as you read. A thought, a sound, a sudden pull to stop and walk away. Ignore them. They are the last sparks of a fire that is about to be drowned forever. My child, I am not here to tell you that everything will be easy after this moment. I am here to tell you that everything will be possible. The barriers will break. The closed doors will open. The heaviness you have been carrying will fall off your shoulders like a robe you were never meant to wear. God is not just saving you tonight. He is repositioning you. The very ground you stand on will change. Where you once walked through valleys of loss, you will walk on paths of provision. Where you once searched for light, you will be the light. And the same way the shadow hunted you, the blessings will now chase you. And they will find you without fail. Even now as I speak, I feel the command building in me. It is almost time to strike. When I do, you will not see the blow with your eyes, but you will feel it. Something in the atmosphere around you will shift. The silence will no longer feel heavy. It will feel alive. The rooms you enter will no longer drain you. They will brighten at your presence. But there is one thing God asks of you as the strike falls. Do not return to the places He pulls you from. Do not invite back the voices He silences. Do not dig up what He buries. Because this rescue is not temporary. It is meant to last until your final breath if you guard it well. My beloved, the sword is raised. The angels are ready. The light is spilling over the edge of the gate ahead. And I am about to move in a way that will end the threat against you once and for all. In the name of the Almighty, I step forward now. The shadow roars, the ground trembles, but heaven's voice thunders louder enough. With one swing, the chain snaps. The darkness splits and the bridge beneath your feet turns into solid golden ground. It is done. The assignment against you is broken. The hand that reached for you is gone. And the path ahead is yours. Wide, bright, unshakable. Now walk, my beloved. Not as one who survived by chance, but as one who was chosen, defended, and sent forward with heaven's blessing still warm on your shoulders. And remember this night always, the night heaven fought for you. And won. My beloved, the battle is over, but the blessing is only beginning. You may feel as if a great weight has been lifted. That is not your imagination. What you're sensing is the absence of what was once pressing against your life every single day. It is gone. It will not return. And heaven has sealed the gate it used to slip through. I see you standing in a field that stretches far beyond the horizon. The air is warm, alive with the scent of fresh rain, though no storm clouds are in sight. Each step you take makes the ground bloom under your feet. This is the territory God has been holding for you, waiting for the exact moment you would choose to walk in. For years, it has been guarded because He knew the right time would come. And that time is now. You will begin to notice things you could not see before. Opportunities that once hid from you will start to appear, not one at a time, but in waves. Conversations will come that open doors. People you thought were gone forever will reach for you with new hearts. Even your sleep will change. The heaviness in your nights will be replaced by dreams that bring answers, guidance, and peace. I must tell you this because the enemy will try to whisper otherwise. You are not lucky to have survived this. You are chosen. The God of all creation decided you would live through this day so you could step into the destiny that was almost stolen from you. Do not belittle that. Do not call it chance. Call it what it is, a miracle. And there is something else. Because of your decision to listen, you have not just altered your own path. You have shifted the path of those connected to you. There are people who will never know that the reason they found peace, the reason they received protection is because you stood your ground tonight. Your obedience sent ripples through the spirit realm that will continue for years. I see provision in your future unlike anything you've known before. Not just enough to meet your needs, but enough to pour into others without fear of running out. I see restoration, relationships mended, misunderstandings healed, family members returning to one another. I see health flowing back into your body, even in places you thought would never recover. I see your spirit standing taller, your voice speaking with authority you didn't have before. And I see joy. Real joy. Not the fleeting kind that depends on circumstances, but the kind that burns steadily inside you, untouched by storms. It will make others notice something different about you. They will ask, "What happened to you?" And you will smile knowing the answer. Heaven fought for me and I let it win. My beloved, I will still be near in the days ahead. You may not hear my voice in words like this again soon, but you will feel my presence in moments you need strength. When fear tries to rise again, I will stand in the space between you and it, reminding the darkness that you are not unprotected. When you step into places you once thought were too high for you, I will clear the path before you. When you rest, I will keep watch. But never forget, this victory must be guarded. Do not return to the patterns that weakened you before. Do not entertain the voices that doubted you. Do not give space to anything that makes you question your worth or God's hand over your life. Because the quickest way to lose a miracle is to treat it like it was ordinary. Lift your head. Square your shoulders. You are walking into the days heaven dreamed for you before the foundation of the world. And as you move forward, know this. You will never again be who you were before this night. You are stronger. You are safer. You are free. Now go, my beloved. Step into the new land. And never forget that on this day, August 12th, heaven itself stood still, the armies gathered, and your name was spoken in victory. My beloved, you are still here, and that tells heaven everything it needs to know about you. You are not the kind who lets go when the wind grows stronger. You are not the kind who walks away when the voice of God speaks into the deepest part of your soul. You are the kind who stays until the end. Even when the air feels heavy with mystery. And because you have stayed, I can now reveal to you what is ahead. The bridge has been crossed. The chain has been broken. But the story does not end here. In truth, it is only beginning. I see your days unfolding in ways you could never have imagined. There will be mornings when you wake and feel an unfamiliar peace wrapped around you like a warm cloak. This peace will not be fragile. It will not shatter when bad news tries to knock at your door. It will stand like a wall around you, a reminder that your spirit has been claimed by heaven and no darkness can trespass without facing the armies that guard you now. In the coming weeks, there will be signs. Some will be so small you might miss them if you are not paying attention. A conversation overheard that answers a silent question in your heart. A door you've been knocking on finally swinging wide. A chance encounter with someone who carries the exact key you've been needing. Other signs will be unmistakable. Blessings so sudden and large that you will feel your knees go weak under the weight of them. Do not be surprised when people begin to look at you differently. Some will not understand why they are drawn to you, but they will be. Others will feel the change in you and be unsettled by it. Not because you've harmed them, but because your light will expose shadows they have been comfortable living in. Do not dim yourself for their comfort. The light you carry now is a gift from the one who fought for you, and it is meant to shine without apology. My beloved, your provision is coming, and it will not come from the source you expect. It will flow from places you have never touched before, through hands that were once closed to you, through channels that seem too unlikely to be real. And when it comes, it will come without sorrow attached. There will be no hidden cost, no secret debt. It will be pure, heaven-scented, and perfectly timed. I see the restoration of something you thought was lost forever. It may be a relationship. It may be a part of yourself you thought had died. But I see it breathing again, stronger than before. And I see your tears falling, not from grief, but from the shock of joy. And I must tell you this, the attacks that once came like waves will now come like ripples. You will notice them, but they will break harmlessly at your feet. This is because the authority over your life has been re-established. The permission the enemy once had to disturb your peace has been revoked. Your house is under a new decree signed in heaven's own court. In the years ahead, your story will be told by more than your words. It will be told by your presence. By the way, rooms feel lighter when you enter. By the way, hopeless hearts feel a flicker of courage when you speak. You will not have to explain to everyone what happened tonight. Some will simply know by the way you carry yourself. But my beloved, I must also give you a charge. Keep the oil in your lamp full. Do not let days go by without tending to the flame that was placed in you. Spend time in the quiet where God's voice can still reach you. Surround yourself with those who remind you of the truth, not those who feed the lie. Guard your steps, for the path ahead is precious and it has been bought with a high price. This is not the end of my watch over you. Even when you cannot feel my nearness, I will be there. When you rise in the night and wonder why you woke, know that sometimes it is because heaven is stirring you to pray for something you cannot see. When you sense a sudden peace in a moment that should have broken you, know that the shield is still in place. When you hear a voice inside whispering, do not go there. Do not say that. Do not trust this. Know that it is my warning and take it seriously. The enemy will not stop existing because of this night, but his access to you has been cut off. He will try from a distance. But he will no longer sit at your table. And when you sense him watching, remember it is because you are now walking in territory that once belonged to him. And it terrifies him to see you take it back. Your life from this moment will not be perfect, but it will be protected. Your road will not be without bends, but it will be lit. And your heart will not be without battles, but it will carry a victory that cannot be undone. My beloved, heaven will remember this night forever. The night the line was drawn, the night the chain was broken, the night you chose to stay and listen until the very end. Carry it with you like a stone in your pocket. A weight of remembrance that will keep you steady when storms try to rise again. And never forget, the same God who stood still to save you tonight will never stop walking beside you in the days to come. My beloved, now that the shadow has been broken and the bridge has been crossed, I am free to show you what lies ahead. This is not just a glimpse of random moments. This is a map written in heaven's own hand. It will not be revealed all at once in your waking life, but I will speak it into your spirit now so that when each moment comes, you will recognize it and say, "This is what was promised to me." In the months ahead, the air around you will feel lighter. The constant heaviness that once sat on your chest in the mornings will be gone. Your thoughts will be clearer, your rest deeper. You will begin to notice the beauty in small things again. A bird passing over your window. A sudden laugh that surprises you. A quiet moment that feels like it's been wrapped in gold. Do not dismiss these as trivial. They are signs of life returning to you. By the end of this season, you will have walked away from something you once thought you could never release. It may feel like loss at first, but it will soon reveal itself as a doorway. Through that doorway will come an opportunity so perfectly aligned with your prayers that you will know it was waiting on the other side of your obedience. There will be people sent to you. Not everyone who approaches will be for you, but you will know the difference because your spirit will stir in their presence. Some will feel like warmth and safety the moment you meet them. Others will bring an unease that you must not ignore, no matter how kind their words. This discernment is part of your new armor. Use it. As you move further, your provision will change form. It will no longer be a trickle you have to stretch, but a flow that meets you without strain. God is placing you in alignment with sources that cannot be touched by the same hands that once tried to withhold from you. And with that provision will come the responsibility to use it with wisdom for your house first, but also for those He places on your path to bless. Midway through the next cycle of seasons, you will be faced with a choice. One path will look safer, more familiar, but it will keep you small. The other will be uncertain, but it will be lined with the light you have learned to follow. When that moment comes, remember this night. Remember how the bridge shook, how the shadow hissed, and how you kept walking anyway. That courage will be the key to stepping through the next gate. I see you speaking words that heal, not only to those you know, but to strangers who find themselves in your path at just the right time. It may be in person. It may be through something you write, but the impact will be the same. People will leave your presence lighter than they came toward the later years. In this span, restoration will come in ways that will shock you. It will not be just about material gain or health. It will be about pieces of yourself you thought were gone forever. The laughter you had as a child will return. The dreams you set aside because they seemed impossible will rise again. You will look in the mirror and see someone both new and ancient. New in strength, ancient in wisdom. But my beloved, with this blessing will come a final reminder. Do not let comfort make you forget vigilance. The enemy you face tonight is gone, but there are others in the world. They will never have the same grip over you, but they will watch, waiting for cracks. Keep the cracks sealed by staying near to the one who saved you. By keeping the oil in your lamp full, by remembering that your light was not given for you to hide. Your story will not be a quiet one. It will be told in the way you walk into rooms, the way you refuse to bow to fear, the way you rise when others fall. And one day, years from now, someone will stand where you are standing now, at the edge of their own bridge. And it will be your voice, your words, your story that keeps them from turning back. This, my beloved, is the legacy heaven has given you. Carry it well, because tonight, August 12th, was not the end. It was the beginning of the chapter where you became the one who lived through the storm and came back carrying the light for others. And remember, beloved, these messages continue because of people like you. We run entirely on viewer support. If you'd like to help keep this mission and these messages reaching more hearts, you can support us with a coffee through the link in the description. God bless you.